Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Pamela, and I'm going to show you the process of applying for Skill Visa 189 for teachers. I'm a teacher here in Australia. I originally come from Kenya, and I'm just going to share information on how you can come to Australia, migrate to Australia on Skilled Visa 189 if you're a teacher. So in this video, I'm just going to go through a brief overview of the whole process, and then in other videos to follow, I'm going to take you through an in-depth explanation of what to do at each stage. So this is just an overview, a rundown on what you want or what you need to do to get yourself a 189 skilled visa. So I'm just gonna share a screen here with you. There we go. So first things first, the Australian government normally releases a skilled occupation list every year to show or capturing all the skilled occupations that they actually need in the country. So the first thing that you want to do if you want to migrate here as a skilled through skilled visa stream, you need to go to the website, the Home Affairs website, occupation list, skilled occupation list. They will show you the different types of visas that they are there. So we are interested with the skilled independent visa subclass 189. So you click on that. When you click on that, it shows you of what you need, but we are more interested in checking whether our occupation is actually in the list. So when you go to the occupation list, so you just scroll down and maybe type teacher. Yeah, and you search, and you can see we've got art teacher. But when you look at art teacher, they do not have, visa 189. So there's visa 190, 407, and all these other visas. And then dance teacher as well, there's no 189. So you want to check whether the visa that you want to apply for is actually being offered for that particular occupation. So you go to early childhood. Here we go. So early childhood teachers, 189, and that is what we are interested in, is there. Look at this other one here, doesn't have 189. Middle school teacher doesn't have 189 but does have 190. Music teacher as well, and primary school teacher, we've got all those visas there that are actually, and then we have secondary school teacher 189, special education teachers 189 as well, and special need teachers 189. So you want to make sure that the skill or your occupation is actually in the occupation list, and that the visa that you intend to apply for, the stream that you intend to use as your pathway, is actually listed under the occupation that you are planning to apply for. So for the teachers, the early childhood teachers, special education teachers, secondary school teachers, all your occupations are there, and we do have stream 189 under them. Now, once you have confirmed that, you also want to know whether you have enough points, because what happens with these visas, the skilled occupation visas, is that they use point tests. it's a point tested system, if I may say so, a point tested system. So, and you gain points depending on different things. And so what you want to do is just go on Google, skilled visa 189 points calculator. So you get points for your age, you get points for your experience, you get points for let's say even your English level. And the more points you have, the better. But the cutoff point for teachers is 65. So before you even do anything else, you want to check whether you actually gonna get those 65 points, because if you don't get the 65 points, then there's no need of even starting the whole process, because you might not be successful. So you come here again and choose the skill or the visa subclass that you are interested in. In this case, we are interested in 189. And you will be asked the age. So which age band do you fit? So let's say you're 25 but less than 33, or let's say you're at least 33 but less than 40. So if you choose that, and then English language requirement, how do you rate your English ability? So competent, proficient, superior. Superior is where if you're doing IELTS, you get band 8 in everything. If you're doing PT as well, you get the highest band. So let's just give ourselves a proficient level, and you can actually check if you can claim this, and they give you an explanation of how you can check that. Then the next thing is overseas skilled employment outside Australia. So have you been working in your country, and how many years have you been working? So let's say somebody has been working for at least 5 but less than 8. And then, do you have Australian skilled employment in Australia? If you're overseas, of course, that will be a no. So you just go less than a year, because that's 0 points anyway. What is your highest education level? So if you have a doctorate, you click on that. If you have bachelor's degree, you click on that. Do you have at least 1 degree, diploma or trade qualification from the Australian education institution that meets the Australian study requirement? If you're overseas, of course, that will be a no. Special education qualification, do you have master's degree by research? Please note, it's by research. I know some people have their master's degree, but some have master's degree through coursework. So we are looking for master's degree by research. So let's say this particular person doesn't have that. Do you have accredited community language? Not so many people will have done that. And then study in regional Australia, no. Partner skills. So your spouse must also be an applicant for this visa and meet age and English skill criteria. So if you're a teacher and your spouse is a teacher and they have done English assessment, the English test, and they can also get a positive skill assessment, then this is what you click. If your spouse is an applicant for the visa and has competent English, so again, this person has to do English test and maybe give you points if they get competent English. Competent English, if you're doing IELTS, will be a 6. So if your partner does the test and attains band 6 overall, then they are able to give you some points. If you're single and your partner is Australian citizen or permanent resident, you also get points. Now, here you get 10 points for the first one. You get 5 points here, and you get 10 points if you're single, or you have a partner in Australia, or a permanent resident who is an Australian citizen or a permanent resident. So let's say this applicant here is a single person. Did you complete your professional year in Australia? That would be a no if you're offshore. And here are our points. So this particular person gets 75 points. 75 points are enough for you to apply. So once you know that you have over 65 points or 65 and above, then you can move on to the next stage. Now, the next stage is doing your English tests. Now, for you to become a teacher in Australia, if you're offshore, you need to do an English test called IELTS. IELTS. Now, IELTS can be done in two ways. You can do computer delivered or paper based. I encourage people to do the computer delivered one because in case you fail one skill, you are given a chance to retake it. Now, how IELTS works is that you sit for a test that assesses your English skills, the 4 skills: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. There is a set requirement if you want to become a teacher in Australia. You must attain a band 8 in speaking, a band 8 in listening, a band 7 in writing, and band 7 in reading. So 4 skills, you need to attain band 8 in listening and speaking, band 7 in writing and reading. The highest band in IELTS is band 9. So that means that for you to become a teacher, you must attain band 8, second highest band in speaking and listening, and then 7 in writing and reading. So this is one of the sites where you can book your IELTS. It's called the IDP IELTS. I am going to put all these links in the description box, so you can just go there and click on the link, and it's gonna take you to all these sites that I have used in this video. So you go to IDP and book now. Gonna ask you all those things. You understand all those things, and then if your IELTS is not available in your country, of course it's gonna tell you whether it's available or not. If you go back here, and I need to say that you need to book academic. So this is what we are booking, the academic, IELTS academic, and not the general IELTS academic. When you're booking, make sure that you put your country and the town that is near you, so that you're able to complete your IELTS. Yeah, so this is letting me down. But this is where you need to go. So maybe let me go back here and then book test now. Yeah, and then it's gonna find an IELTS test session. You are doing your academic, not the general. So you choose whether you're gonna do it on paper or computer based. Remember what I said. If you do a computer based test and unfortunately fail one skill, they allow you to retake that one skill. If you do paper-based and you fail one skill, you have to retake the whole test. So I always encourage people to use computer-based. So if your country or city location is not available, please check if you're eligible for IELTS online test. So for instance, I'm just gonna check with my country, Kenya. And then you can see we have two testing stations. So one in Eldoret and another one in Nairobi. You select the date that you want and then you pay for it. I think in Kenyan shillings, the IELTS is about 38 to 39,000. So it's not a cheap exam. It's not a cheap test. You want to be prepared before you actually sit for it. There are different ways of preparing yourself for IELTS, and I will be talking about those in the next video. But there are so many people on YouTube that teach you how to do your IELTS. And I think when you book for IELTS as well, IDP will send you some materials for you to revise. And I'll be putting another website in the description box where you can go and practice a lot of listening and reading skills. Once you have done your IELTS, the next thing you want to do is get yourself a skill assessment. Now, the skill assessment outcome is what gives you the license to apply for your visa. So the IELTS is just preparation. You prepare for skill assessment. Now, skill assessment is done by the body called the Australian Institute for Teaching and School Leadership, IETSL. IETSL is a body that assesses your qualification, assesses your language level to determine whether you are indeed qualified to teach in Australia. And these are the people that give you the license now to apply for your visa 189. So what you need to do is just go on Google and go to the AITSL website, the Australian Institute for Teaching and School Leadership. Once you're there, just go straight to Migrate to Australia. It gives you all the information that you need to know. So before applying, they give you information check that you meet both criteria, which is you must complete a minimum of 4 years full-time or part-time equivalent study at university level that results in the qualification and includes a relevant initial teacher education qualification. So, and you're told to check below for what is required for each qualification. Now, one thing that's very important is to confirm that you actually attended your teaching practice when you were studying your initial teacher education, initial teacher education. Now, that letter has to be written by the university, needs to capture the students that you taught, when you taught, and when I talk about the student, is the cohort. What is their demographic? What are the age of these students? So maybe from 14 years to 17 years, and you went to the teaching practice, maybe you attended your teaching practice from May to August, because you need to have attended your teaching practice for more than 45 days, and you need to have been supervised in that teaching practice. So you need to capture all that information in that letter. Most universities know how to write that letter because they have written it for a long time now. So you should be able to get that letter from your university. That is very important for you to get. Then when you go down below, it shows you the different types of occupations that you're looking for. So we are going for secondary school teacher, special needs teacher. Remember, what we looked at in the beginning. You want to apply for the occupation that has the 189 if you're going for 189. I'll be talking about 190 later. So if you're going for 189, you want to look for the occupation that actually had the 189 stream, and I showed you that in the beginning. So you click on that and it gives you the guidelines on what to do. Just follow the prompts and you'll be able to submit your application. I will have another video that is fully dedicated to the assessment level or assessment stage, so that I can give you a whole and an in-depth overview of what you need to do in this stage. All right, so some fee applies here, and good thing with Australia, systems are straightforward. So if there's a fee to be paid, you'll be able to see how much it is. So let's see how much fee. Yeah, so currently application for skill assessment is 1050, so 1,050 Australian dollars. If you get a negative outcome out of the skill assessment, you can appeal, and to appeal you need to pay 868 Australian dollars. So you shouldn't get an application a negative application outcome or skill assessment outcome if you followed all the all the instructions that were given here. All right, you should be able to just make sure that you have attached everything that you've been asked to attach. You have attached all the evidence that you've been asked to attach. If you've done that, then you should be able to get a positive outcome. Now, we have done our IELTS. No, we have checked that our occupation is in the skilled list. We have checked that we have the points. We've also checked that we have over 65 points. We have done our IELTS and attained band 8 in speaking, band 8 in listening, band 7 in writing and reading. Then we have also applied for a skill assessment and received positive outcome. What next? The next thing is to submit your expression of interest for the 189 visa. So what you need to do is to go to this site, and I said that I'm going to attach all these links to the description box, so you just need to go there and find them. Yeah, so once you are qualified, you've got all your requirements put together, you need to express your interest to apply for 189. So, and this is what you do. So you go to this site, it tells you what to do. Start your expression of interest. To start your expression of interest, you need to set up an account. So it's gonna tell you exactly what you need. And here is the skill assessment. As I said, you will need to get a skill assessment in the occupation. We already have that. Your English test as well. And then your education qualification and your work history if you've been working. And all you need to do is just click on that button and start your expression of interest. And it tells you exactly what you need to do. Once you have expressed your interest, you wait for the immigration to invite you to apply for the visa. And until you've been invited, you just need to wait. Once they have invited you, that's when now you apply for the visa and pay the visa fee and wait for your visa to be granted. Yeah, so that is just a very brief overview of the whole process from the start to the end. And Australia right now is in need of teachers. We have a shortage of teachers, and this is the right time to apply. So I hope that you will take that information, and I hope to see you all here soon. Bye bye.